Hello my friends, this is Linol Anderson here with you guys with a brand new YouTube BitChute video. And in today's video, we're talking about the big breaking news. Pope Francis is dead. That's right, old man Francis, Pope of the Catholic Church, has passed away on Easter Monday. Oh, how interesting is that? Right in the season of sacrifice. That's right. We always have sacrifices from, end of March into April. And how convenient that the Pope dies right at Easter time, eh? And also, not to mention, he dies on the birthday of the Lizard Queen as well. Imagine that, the Lizard Pope and the Lizard Queen. A big connection there. Okay, that's right. I believe Queen Elizabeth would have been 99 today. All right. So a couple odd things. Then, of course, we have even more news, which I believe is tied to whatever's going on here. But Klaus Schwab, that's right, WEF, decides to retire on this day as well. And he said in his resignation that he's entering his 88th year. Oh, 88. So it's clear we have a ritual going on here, my friends. So in today's video, we're going to be discussing what this could be about. We're going to be talking about the prophecy of the popes. That's right. There's a prophecy about Pope Francis being possibly the last pope, or maybe one more pope after him, and then the end of the Catholic Church and possibly the end of the world. Oh yeah, let's just get into it. Hit that subscribe button, my friends. As I say, subscribe to survive, and smash that like button. Helps me out with the algorithms, but yeah, let's just get into it. So yeah, like I said, it's clear that a ritual has taken place. There's a lot of fishy things. I believe this is all even connected to what we saw with Katy Perry last week. You know, she did her little ritual going off into space, if she even did. But anyways, I believe that was a whole ritual in of itself. The more I look into it, it seems like it was definitely related to kind of a sex magic ritual. You know, the shape of the rocket kind of looked like a male phallus symbol, and then it got shot up into the sky, and the black sky, when it goes up, you know, into space or whatever, signifies the womb. Then it comes down as like an egg or something like that, and they land, and then they come out, and she gets up and she kisses the ground. Katy Perry kissed the ground. Yeah. Well, guess who else is known to kiss grounds? Popes! Yeah, you see what I mean? And I think this was a symbol of, rebirth or something like that. It could have something to do with that, whether that's the coming new race that they're coming, the new human race, which is going to be AI robots or something like that, or it could just be showing a reset's coming, right? The death of the old order and the rebirth of the new, and that's what I think is going on with Pope Francis and why he died at the age of 88. Because what does 8 signify, my friends? Okay, 8 is the infinity symbol, also known as the Aurora Borealis, or Borealis, whatever, I might be saying it wrong, but you know, the snake eating its own tail, which is a symbol of reincarnation, right? That's, you die, you get reincarnated, stuck in the reincarnation soul trap. But it could also be a symbol of resets, okay? The death of the old system, the rebirth of the new, okay? It's very possible that the powers that be chose this to be the sacrifice day, or whatever, of him dying, if he even did. Maybe he just went down underground, who knows, right? But he did look pretty sick and ill. Maybe the Matrix just had it programmed that he would die that day, you know, following his AI demiurge life program. Or who knows, maybe they did straight up kill him as a sacrifice. I don't know, but it's not a coincidence he died at 88. That's a huge number in the occult, and I believe it has everything to do with this rebirth and stuff like that. Death, rebirth. Of course, this is all about the Jesus resurrection, Easter, and all that, right? All tied in. These people love their dark magic rituals, and they love to do these things on the world scene. Of course, just a few hours or maybe the day before he died, he met with J.D. Vance there, and they did their nice little Masonic handshake. That's right. That's obviously a secret society handshake, if you ask me. And then, Trump showing his respects today as well. Take a look.
I just signed an executive order putting the flags of our country, all of them, all federal flags and state flags, at half-mast in honor of Pope Francis. So he was a good man, worked hard. He loved the world, and it's an honor to do that.
There you go, lowering all the flags to half-mast. Just goes to show you Zion Dawn is definitely in the club with these satanic elitists, because they all love each other, they're all in the same club. But a lot of people are saying that this is actually connected to the reset that we're going to be going through, the financial reset, because Trump posted this today. Right when Francis died, same day Francis died, he's talking about he who has the gold makes the rules or something like that. So some people are saying that Trump is saying, or there's rumors that gold from the Vatican has been transferred to the United States or something like that. I don't know, it's all rumors, but that this somehow has something to do with how this financial system is coming to an end, which we know they're collapsing the dollar, they're collapsing paper money, and they're about to come in with CBDCs, which are going to be based off gold, believe it or not. Gold always, at the beginning of every major currency, gold backs it. But then for example, the dollar was backed by gold when it first started, right? But the people got the paper money. We didn't get the gold. Well, same with them. They're going to back the CBDC on gold, but the sheeple are going to get the CBDC digital currency. Okay, so Trump's talking about gold. Whoever has the gold makes the rules and all that, right as Francis dies. So and then of course, J.D. Vance, just the day before, they're doing this handshake. So, and of course, we know Europe is about to launch their CBDC in October, and then we see all the tariff wars and the economy and inflation, everything's getting so bad. I've been telling you guys a big financial reset's coming, so I wouldn't be surprised if, who knows, maybe this is all connected, some kind of ritual all connected, showing that, we're having a new financial reset with a digital currencies, that is the beast system. And of course, Trump, the name Trump in gematria is 88. Oh, what the heck? Hey, my friends. So yeah, a lot of weird stuff going on, but let's get into the prophecy of the popes now, shall we? I made a video last month, or maybe 2 months ago, right there, about the prophecy of the popes, the last pope, and the reset that's coming. I'll leave a link to that video down below in the description. That it goes much further in depth on this whole situation. But I was saying how the pope is going to die soon, and a lot of this is connected to this prophecy from the Saint Malachi, and even Nostradamus spoke about these things. So, like I said, the video down in the description goes over it a lot more, but I'll just show you a quick video right now, just summarizing the whole thing for people who haven't heard about it, and we're going to discuss if this means the end of the world or the end of the cycle. Is it here right now? Is this prophecy true? Okay, so let's take a look, but before we do, just want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors down at Welly, my friends. That is their Super Greens mix. This is a powerful detoxifier. And my friends, let me tell you something. Green drinks are the most powerful detoxifiers. And why is that? Because anything that's green has chlorophyll in it. Okay, chlorophyll is what's in plants. It makes things green. But chlorophyll has been shown to be one of the most powerful detoxifiers known to man. Okay, so if it's green, that's what you want. Well, this is loaded with greens, even has reds in it as well, but it has tons of great ingredients like spirulina, one of my favorites for detoxifying. It's got wheatgrass, barley grass, the list just goes on. The ingredients, as you see all there, All of them are massive for detoxification. It's also good for gut health, boosting your immune system, energy, you name it, okay? So I'll leave a link to that down below in the description, as well with a 15% off coupon and free shipping in the United States. It's all organic, it's all natural, and it's potent stuff, my friends. So put your health first, and of course when you do that, you help support my channel as well as supporting your health, okay? So all the links down below. Check it out, and let's just get straight to these videos now, okay? Or the video telling you about the prophecy of the Pope. Take a look.
There's an ancient prophecy that claims Pope Francis will be the final pope before the end of the world. And now that he's gone, we may have just crossed the line into something irreversible. In the 12th century, a Catholic bishop named Saint Malachy wrote a series of prophecies. He predicted 112 popes from his time until the world's final judgment. Each one was described in cryptic Latin phrases, and everyone, shockingly, aligned with a real historical pope. The 112th and final name on the list? Peter the Roman. According to the prophecy, during his reign, Rome will be destroyed, and the dreadful judge will judge the people. Here's the twist. Pope Francis is the 112th, the final name, the last pope. But here's where it gets darker. Pope Francis wasn't born Peter, but his birth name? Jorge Mario Bergoglio. And his parents? Italians from Rome. Literally, Peter the Roman. So the prophecy wasn't wrong. It was just hidden in plain sight. Now imagine this. The prophecy said the final pope would oversee the collapse of Rome, and with his death, the final phase begins. The Vatican is already falling into silence. Unexplained blackouts, documents sealed. So, now that the last pope is gone, what's next? A new pope or the beginning of the end? Comment prophecy if you've heard of this before.
Alright, so there you have it. Very interesting indeed. So, according to this prophecy, they're saying, oh yeah, Pope Francis is the last pope, but according to what he said it's going to be Peter the Roman who's going to be the last pope. So some people argue it wasn't Pope Francis, even though he's the 112th. He's not Peter the Roman. They try and say, oh yeah, but his dad's name was Peter and he was from Rome. It's like, yeah, but the last pope is going to be named Peter the Roman, not the last pope's dad. Give me a break. Something inside of me, my gut is telling me that he was not the last pope and it's the next pope who's the last pope, okay? Maybe there was some kind of issue with the calculation. Maybe one of the popes wasn't a true pope. I don't know. End of the day. Maybe they got it wrong or didn't understand the prophecy. But I have a feeling there is going to be one last pope and they're about to select that pope right now. Now, don't get me wrong. We'll see in the coming weeks. Maybe they won't be able to decide on a new pope because, you know, they have to get together and try and vote on a pope. If they find a pope, white smoke will come out. If they can't find one, black smoke will come out. Well, maybe this will happen and the reset will happen right now and crazy things will happen and there won't be another pope. But let's say if there is another pope, well, I think it is going to be Peter the Roman, a guy actually named Peter. That's because I have strong suspicions who will be the next pope. Now, I went over this in the video I made a month and a half ago, but I'll just give you guys a little summary video of who I think it's going to be. It's this Pietro Parolin guy, okay? Pietro, that means Peter. That's Peter in Latin or whatever, or in Italian. And yeah. So this guy was pretty much Pope Francis's second-hand man, okay? He's younger, just like the prophecy spoke of, a younger pope who would be known as, you know, Peter the Roman. Now, when I say young, I mean 70. I know some people say that's still old, but compared to Pope Francis, 70 is still kind of young. You know, he could have at least 20 more years left in him, you know. But he fits the bill, in my opinion. He looks like another NWO pope. They're all NWO popes. They're all, to be in that position, a cardinal or a priest, you got to be satanic. That's the way I view it. That's the most satanic cult there is, the Roman Catholic Church. That's Rome, my friends. It's all pagan and satanic to the core. But he seems to be the guy, you know. He's already meeting with world diplomats and stuff like that. He played a massive role behind the scenes. So I'm going to show you a little video on old Pietro. Take a look.
The Secretariat of State is often described as the nerve center of the Catholic Church. as it plays a crucial role in facilitating communication and coordination between the Pope and the various departments of the Vatican. It is headed by Cardinal Pietro Parolin, who acts as the Pope's chief advisor and closest collaborator in matters of governance. In addition to its administrative functions, the Secretariat of State is responsible for managing the Holy See's diplomatic relations with other countries and international organizations. This includes negotiating treaties, representing the Holy See in diplomatic meetings and conferences, and advocating for the Church's positions on various global issues. Furthermore, the Secretariat of State oversees the process of appointing bishops and other church leaders around the world, working closely with the Congregation for Bishops and other relevant Vatican offices.
There you have it. All right. So I think that's who's going to be the next pope if they do elect a pope. But even if it's not him, there's multiple other guys who they're saying might be the next pope. And a lot of them are named Peter. I think there's like 3 or 4 other guys named Peter. But this guy seems to match the bill, okay? Because I believe he's from Rome as well. So we will observe. But and either way, I do believe this is signifying the end of a cycle. I've been telling you guys we're getting close to a great matrix reset, the Nibiru event. Everything's going down in the coming years. I don't do dates, okay? I'm not going to say it's this year or that year, but like I've told you guys, a lot of stuff are pointing towards 2040, 2045, somewhere in that area. But obviously, as we get closer and closer to that reset, our realm is already changing. That's why everything's going so crazy. Energy is changing, more chaos. All this stuff is set to happen. It's going to get worse and worse as the years go on. I believe we're going to see the Project Bluebeam, alien invasion scenario play out to usher in the NWO, the beast system. Everything's going to be controlled by AI. All this stuff is going to happen leading up before this major reset event. Okay? And I believe they're probably going to have at least one more pope who's going to be the one who's going to help usher in all this. And obviously, they're going to collapse all religion. It was even prophesied in the Bible how there's going to be a new one world religion. All the religions we have today are all going to fall, or I should say they're all going to join together. And it's going to form a new one world religion that's going to straight up worship this AI, Saturn, beast, demiurge. They're already... let's be fair, all the Abrahamic religions, they already worship the same satanic Saturn. Okay, when you research enough, that's who they worship, Saturn. Most religions do, but they believe they're different. They believe they have differences, but they want to collapse all the religions and have everyone unite, and there'll be no more different sects or denominations, no Islam, Christianity, Judaism. It's just going to be one religion, all worshiping knowingly the one satanic Yaldabaoth, demiurge, Saturn, AI. Okay? And that's why they're saying, they want to come together, the Abrahamic religions, and there's a big movement for that. So I believe they need another pope in there to be the one who's going to join together, and maybe the aliens will come in, right? Or the AI, the aliens, holograms, who knows? And they'll come and say, hey, your religions are wrong. You guys got to, all worship us, and the pope of the time will be, who will probably be the next pope, will be the one to be like, yeah, we got to do this, There's so many possibilities here, my friends, but, a lot of crazy things happening just last week, which is crazy because around this whole April time where all these rituals are taking place, you're seeing articles like this saying that they found Jesus' body or Jesus' burial place in the pyramid, the Great Pyramid of Giza, along with the Ark of the Covenant and all this crazy stuff, So, I don't know. Why are they putting this stuff out there into the public consciousness? Will anything become of it? Will it be a hoax? I don't know, my friends, but it's just odd timing. It seems like they're getting ready to reveal something major here. Okay, so something for you guys to research. If anything becomes of that, I'll make a video and go further on it, because according to my intel, they've already found Jesus' body, or who I think is Apollyon of Tyana, or some other person who was represented by Jesus, okay, who they said was Jesus. But yeah, that guy from the Knights Templar, Timothy Hogan. Okay.
Apparently you have the bones of Jesus.
Yeah.
Is that for real?
Yeah, it's for real. That's one of the things that's in these vaults that we got. So we got.
He's already made claims that they have Jesus' body and found the Ark of the Covenant. So I don't know if this new claim, if that's BS or was what he said BS. I don't know. Like I said, I'm going to keep a close eye on it, and I'll let you guys know what else I find out about it. But I just find it crazy. All this stuff is coming up. We can't trust much of what anybody says because we know there's a manufactured end times scenario taking place here, like predictive programming. They've always told us things, and now self-fulfilling prophecies mixed in with real prophecies of the reset coming in. Like they're manufacturing this end time scenario by carrying out self-fulfilling prophecies. They are, but at the same time, we are coming to the end of the cycle, probably because they knew changes in our realm would happen as well. So, we got to question everything, but they're releasing stuff to the public at a massive rate, and people are confused by it. A lot of people are going to fall for the lies, the deception. I'm here to try and help you guys through that and trying to figure it out with you. I might not be right on 100% of things either, but it's like we're in a game, within a video game, a simulation video game. We are, my friends, and we got to try and figure out what's going on here. So that's what I'm trying to do. But yeah, I believe this is all leading up to that big, great Matrix reset event, and I do have a feeling that there will be that one last pope left, and I do have a feeling it'll be that Petra guy. Could be wrong, but I think he'll be the one to help usher in this one world beast system with that one world religion worshiping that Antichrist AI, and you could see this as a huge step towards that with Pope Francis passing away, right? And also never forget that the coming of the spiritual hierarchy that Alice Bailey talked about. That's right, I spoke to you guys about that many times in my videos. She said 2025, the manifestation of a spiritual hierarchy is going to start manifesting. And could this be her talking about maybe a new pope coming on the scene? I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. A new spiritual leader. I think she said something that a new spiritual leader will come onto the scene in 2025. And some people think, believe it or not, a lot of people worldwide think popes are spiritual leaders. Yeah, dark spiritual leaders, satanic overlords of the earth who serve Satan, or aka Saturn. Yeah, okay, spiritual leader for the dark ones and for the lost sheeple. All right, well, if a new spiritual leader is supposed to come onto the scene in 2025, that could be a new pope. Okay, so a lot of weird things adding up here. So we're going to observe it. You guys are going to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and so I will keep you guys up to date as we observe. Of course, I'm going to make new videos to let you guys know what I've been finding out. So subscribe, and I guess that's it for today's video. Of course, feel free to buy me a burger, because making these videos, I do work up quite the appetite. So I am on the website, Buy Me a Coffee, but I changed it to Buy Me a Burger because I'm sick of the coffee. I need more burgers, my friends. So link is down below in the comment section, or I should say the description. Definitely, if you'd like to support the channel, feel free to do it. As a thank you, I'll send you free Patreon videos to your email, all right? Because I always like to give back. But, of course, it's not required. What means the most, Soul Lionel, is just subscribing and leaving a comment, letting me know what you thought about today's video. Leave your own opinions, comments, any information you may have, what you think is coming next. I'd love to hear it. So just leave it all down below, my friends. And that's it for today's video. Until next time, old Lionel signing off.
Yo! It's 2025 and the world's a strange place. Linol Anderson speaking truth, putting fear in their faith. Alien contactee with a message so clear. Pre-aliens in the